Jesus, lads. Right, I'm playing here at the gimbal, trying to make sense of it. It's today the 13th. It's Friday anyway. Christ, it's Friday. I hope it's not Friday the 13th. I'm down in the shop and lots and lots and lots of things happening at the moment. Just figured out that it's midterm next week, which is good. There might be a few people around. But Barnett's is empty, more or less empty. The last of the clothes that are there now, that's the last bits. I must take them over across the way. Try and get them on rails across the way, because I have fittings and stuff coming today. And I need to make some room for them. I've only got about 7 weeks before I want to open. 6, I suppose, 7 max. And lots of shop fittings coming. I was putting in wires there I'm putting in extra security cameras, CCTV. Even though we have quite a few, there's a few blind spots. So I'm going to fill them up now, take the opportunity when I'm here. I had another 4 cameras. And new EPOS system to come. And the big elephant in the room is this thing. I wonder, is there any, there's an extension thing there too somewhere for this. I must try and find it. Or does this thing go up? It doesn't. Oh, Christ, it does. Look at that clock. Oh, that's better. I never realised that. That's kind of telescopic. I can hold it away out from myself. The clothes, the elephant in the room, stock clothes. The only thing I have ordered now at this present time is more Crocs. Mightn't get them in before Easter, but they'll definitely be along sometime before June, hopefully. Because I was late to the party. Very, very late to the party with everything, but plans afoot. And I am going, need to get stuck in next week now, need to get all the fittings and everything fitted here to the shop. Then have to go and take time out and go and get all the stock and stuff. Buying clothes. And then the shop needs a really deep clean. I'm organising that. Then get all the rails and everything back in place, get everything here, get the stock into the shop, get it all priced up, and get the doors open. That's the plan. So, lots to do. Geez, I'm delighted with this. My gimbal, there's like a thing, you can't see it obviously, but a telescopic thing. Yeah, I hope now that looks alright. I'm very professional. Going getting myself a new mic as well. Looking them up there, one of the ones with the magnet that sticks here. There should be good old sound quality out of it. So it's all go. Yeah, that's it. We'll talk soon, of course we will. I'll make another video and I'll add it to this, so we'll keep on talking. I can switch that off here now too by the handle. We'll have a go. 1 second. Good morning. It's Sunday the 15th of February. The Sunday morning there, about what, 22 minutes to 9. And I said I'd switch on the old camera again because turn it off now, I suppose. I still haven't got my microphone, so the sound mightn't be great. Show you where I am. Yeah, I made an executive decision yesterday evening. I was in the shop, and the sales shop, and normally, you know, I try to open 7 days a week, even though traditionally Barnett's wouldn't open. Should only open from Paddy's Day until the end of December, 7 days a week. We'd normally go 6 days a week, January, February, and up to Paddy's Day. But I'm trying to realistically try and push hard to stay afloat financially, and that's the reality of it. So we'd normally be open 7 days a week, but I made an executive decision yesterday, and I said yesterday evening The old weather is supposed to be great today. Even though last Sunday I had a good day in the shop. But I'm heading off later up to Tralee with my old friend Pat Coakley, and we're going up to Sheames Tira. We're staying in the Grand Hotel, going out for an Indian tonight, and I'm going to have a couple of glasses of red wine as well. I'm a red wine kind of guy, you know, when I go on the wine. And we're going to, there's a band playing there. It's the Nashville Live tribute band. It's supposed to be very, very good. A tribute to Kenny Rogers, Dolly Parton, Johnny Cash, Tammy Wynette, and some of the modern stars as well, you know. So we're going up there for a night out. And I said I'd have to be leaving today anyway around 2 o'clock. So I said, first of all, I take the day off, and then I woke. Sorry, trying to fix the heater there, get the windscreen cleared. I woke early like I always do. I didn't get out for any walk because I was kind of telling myself, alright, this is Sunday morning, have a lie in. And sure, I still got up there about, I got up there about 7:30, and which, to be fair, is late for me, even on a Sunday, but I was thinking, what could I do now to kill a few hours, because Pat is coming out. I'm meeting him in Skull at 2 o'clock. I'll drive up then to Tralee. But I was saying, what could I be doing? I said, do you know what I'll do? I will go and I go north to Bantry. I'll go up, I jump into the van, and I'm going to go north to Bantry and take a look at the container, because there's fittings coming for Barnes. They should have come Friday. Surely be God, they'll be here now on Monday. Shop fittings and kind of shelves and stuff. And timber fittings. So I'm going to need some tools to put them on. And I need I have a miter saw, an electric, is that what you call it? It's an electric saw anyway. Anyway, I'm going to need some stuff, so I said I go north to the container. Now, I'm out of I had a container and a half rented. I'm out of the half container. I've taken everything out of there. That took at least 4 full loads to go west to Lordtown in my shed. And I'm already after taking 2 full van loads out of the 40-foot container. But I like the shed now, to be fair. There's nearly as much stuff in the shed as I'd like. But I still have to take loads more and deal with it from there. But I'll take some few bits there now. I need to get the saw, and I'm not sure now whether the drill is west in Lordtown or whether it's here, but I know that the saw is definitely here in Bantry, and I might take a few more boxes, because look, everything we take out will be one step closer to the end game. So I said I'd go north now to Bantry. That'll kill a few hours. I had a cup of tea there and a slice of toast and a bowl of muesli. And like the fella said, I'd be having a big feed tonight, so there's no need to be going doing the dog in it. I'll have an ounce sandwich there now around lunchtime, and a shower, and it'll be high hot tippity north for Tralee. That's kind of where I am now. I sort of said I'd take the day off, because you know, when you're self-employed in business, anybody will tell you there's no real such thing as a day off. I guarantee you, like, you're nearly always switched on, and there's always some few things to do. And especially now, I'm trying to navigate through the whole thing. I have to make all the decisions, and I suppose I'm not in a position financially to make too many more mistakes. So we'll have to try and think of everything now, and be cautious going forward. Is what I'm saying. That's kind of where I'm at. I'm on the dump straight now, the Woodlands, heading towards our neighbouring village, Ballydehob, Bale Unda Cobb, and straight up over Barnagia, up north now for Bantry shortly. My compass now is telling me that I'm heading southeast at the moment. yeah, that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Once I get to Bantry, if I get to Bantry and I can set up think about the camera now, because I keep forgetting to switch on the camera, although having said that, it's been dark when I've been over there, because I go over there in the evening times, and I have a lot of stuff pulled out of the big container. There's still a lot in it. My plan is to try and obviously to be saving on rented stuff, and to try and get out of there in the next few months. But the problem is that the priority now has to be to put all my time and effort and focus into the businesses and get Barnett's up and running for early Easter, if at all possible. Certainly mid-Easter at the latest, or mid-April, early April I mean, or mid-April. And after that then kind of maybe, I'll still be busy, but some of the pressure will come off anyway, and I can concentrate on the storage unit. And I have to, because I'm going to have to be out there by the end of May. I mean, that'll be the latest. But if the evenings, when there's a stretch in the evenings, now you see, I discipline myself, and I go in out there in the evenings, and I'd be going at doing something, sorting stuff, or pulling a few bits out of it. And if I had the right evenings, I'd get a lot done. It's been kind of hard to motivate oneself there for the last while, to be fair. So it has. Right, that's where I'm at. I'm in Ballyhob. I'll switch off the camera now, and like I say, when I get north to Bantry, if I think of it, which I should, even though I have the memory of a goldfish, surely be to Christ, I'll think of switching on the camera now when I get to Bantry, and I'll show you what I'm at. Right, we'll talk again there in a minute. Leads. A second there up. Just fucking go. Now I've taken 2 full loads out of here, and you must bear in mind that this is 40 feet long. Looking for a saw, for a specific saw. No, I don't know where in the name of Christ it is. But hopefully, if it's not here, it will be in the shed. Anyway, that's it. Work begun is not half done in this case, but work begun. I'll make a start. I'm going to start here now at the door and just start pulling stuff out, put it into the van, take some bit of stuff to Skull, and bit by bit work my way through the container. I found the saw. That's what I was on about now. I bought that saw when I was doing up the flat that I'm now living in. Jesus, I have a pile of work done for me. I have changed the blade in it once, but that's what I came for. It was worth my while, if nothing else, to come for that. Bring that back now to Barnett's, because I need that there. And there's a drill I need as well. I must have one look inside there. But I'll be pulling away here from the door bit by bit, like I said. And hopefully, sweet Jesus, the load will start looking small at some stage. Now, so I have a nice bit of stuff on board. So some of that is to go into Barnett's. I'm sure it's only, I don't know what time it is, later, say later, 22 minutes past 9. That didn't take long, no. And some then west of the shed I really need, I have shelving and stuff in the shed that I took with me out of the other container I had. That needs to be assembled, some of that kind of broken stuff, and I'm trying to get it out of there. That's the problem when you're shifting stuff the whole time. And you know, I'm going to be straight out about it. From a mental health point of view, I'm struggling so much with this now. You know, I was certainly not going into any details, but I brought all that when I was a few years ago. I brought all that stuff over here, put it into containers, and then I took it back out and I put it into you know, I put it in. I thought I was home, you know, and I put it all in and set up a lovely little workshop and everything. And in a very short space of time, I had to take it all out again and bring it all back over here to another container. And I remember when I phoned up and asked for the container again, another container, and the man that I get him off said to me, "What are you putting it into it this time?" And I said the exact same stuff as I just took out. And I'm struggling really much with that. All my life I love to have a little workshop that's all a little space for myself and to do a little bit of work and stuff. And the amount of work that was involved in taking that all back over there now again, you know, it broke me mentally. And put it all in there. And now I need to try and take it all back out again. Yeah, I need to get the shelving sorted in my shed. There's a lot to do and I don't have time for it either. I suppose if I had time I'd be more inclined to... Yeah, I struggle. What I'm saying is you know, I still have, I've a lot of good days, but I still have some low days, you know, and I'm not ashamed to say it. I really do. That really takes me down when I open that now again, and you kind of lose the will, you know. I don't know how many times in my lifetime I've moved out of workshops. You know, small workshops and things, that's all we want. For fuck's sake, I'm not looking for Ferraris or nothing else. All I want is my little workshop, a little place to be tinkering around. I can't even be left that. Yeah, go on, I'm starting to feel sorry for myself now. I'm going to we'll get over to Bereskull now and I get the saws out. I found the saw that I really do need for the job in hand. I was finding a drill now as well, even though sure I could borrow a drill. The drill I wanted to hammer action masonry electric drill. I have a battery operated one, but the battery operated one I have is out of Lidl, and in fairness it's a good product, the Parkside, but it wouldn't be, I'd be afraid now this job might be a little bit this might be a little bit too much for it. So that's tomorrow. Yeah, I need to get my head right though again. We're heading off now in a few hours. Geez, the last thing for old Pat Coakley was just to pick me up and I'd be depressed inside the car. Which I'm not really. I don't show anybody that anyway. I'm genuinely not one of these people. And I'm not looking for sympathy, and it's just, I said when I make these videos I'd make them the way they are, and I switch on the camera the way they are, the way I feel. There's no acting required with this, you know. And you know, you're going to have, like everybody, we have good days and bad days, and it's only fair to show it, you know. And like I say, for old Pat, the last thing he wants now is for me to be depressed inside in the car. That'd be awful. So I come myself out of this now. We'll get away now. We'll put a bit of clear water between ourselves and Bantry, and we'll set myself in the storage unit, and we'll get over to Lordstown now. I might size up, do you know what, I have an hour or two, and I might actually spend that hour now. When I get back, I put the stuff ashore, we'll say, in Marnets, and I take the rest of the stuff that's in the van west into my to Lordstown, and I might, you know, I'm going to take a look now at the shelving. I hope I have all the fucking bits. It's night time we were pulling them out to because that steel racking, shelving kind of thing. You know, it's after being moved a few times now, and it's just fine for what I need it for. I certainly don't have any more money to be buying new stuff, but I need to try and get that together before I start drawing really from Bantry, because I'd like to bring it in and put it up on top of the shelves and stuff. It's a lot of work to be done there in the shed, and I don't mind that. I look forward to all of that. I just need to if I could see sight, if I could see the end result of my little workshop would be there, you know, for the summer. Because in the winter time, or you wouldn't feel much like being inside an old shed in the winter, but geez, I get the summer, I get 6 months of the year out of it, the evening times, and any old evening I'd have, I'd be well wished, and I'd be tinkering around with little jobs, and now sure I'd be doing jobs that there's no sense to, but sure they'd make sense to me, you know. This is not about financial or commercial gain. This is just about a hobby. I suppose people ask me all the time, you know. Even yesterday Ireland were playing a rugby match, and I was ashamed to say I didn't even know who they were playing, and I was in the shop, and the people were coming in and they were saying, will you watch the match later? And I said to a few people, I probably won't, I'll be working. But the thing is like that, I genuinely didn't know what they were on about. I presumed it would be rugby this time of year. You boys over for the rugby? But that's what the Welshmen used to say to us when we'd be over in Wales buying cars, and you'd sit into a taxi in Swansea. The first thing the taxi driver would say to you is, are you boys over for the rugby? And sure, myself and Pat wouldn't know one end of a rugby ball from the other. But and then after a while, I kind of googled. I said I better Google to see what the name of God is on, and I see that Ireland were playing Italy. But anyway, sure, I have no interest in, or whatever it is. It's not that I wish them all well, and I hope Ireland win at everything and exceed. But I don't watch any of that. But then my hobby then is, I suppose I am a little bit different, and I take the road less travelled. And when anybody I suppose that's not interested in sport definitely has to would be perceived to be seen to take the road less travelled. And I love going into my little workshop, my little garage, my little shed with my tools and my gear, and tinkering around with a little project, maybe bringing something back to life, or fixing something, or making something. And that to me is, and I suppose I've been, obviously the way things have been now, it's been nearly a year, and then truth be told, sure, I didn't get much done in the last garage I was in, because I wasn't really settled there. So yeah, that to me would be, I find that for a mental health point of view, is it dopamine they'd be on about, or serotonin? I don't know, a dopamine boost. Jesus, I get great. I love that. Just been doing something there, my own little project. That's my drug really now, I suppose. And yeah, I'm obviously in need of a hit now. But before I get there, I'll have to get there before the summer is out anyway, because I need to get the shed sorted, get all the shit that's there back there in that container. Most of that is going to Derry Connell, or gone in some direction. Get it out of my life, and my little shed that I can move around in it. Have my toilet there in the corner, my kettle, my little Hare Island radio. I bought a Hare Island radio inside off Tarnells in Skibbereen. I must show you that actually. Put that in the video now one of these days. It's called the Hare Island radio. Jesus, I can't wait for that. And I'll have that going, and I'll be tinkering around there for a few evenings. So it's not that I have to be there every day, but just tinkering around there, job easily. Anything at all, it wouldn't freaking matter what it was, as long as I was doing something there, you know. So hopefully that's my plan. The electricity should be switched on now in the next couple of weeks. But for now. I better go now, make a start. Work begun there is half done. I'd be a lot more excited about doing the work now in the shed because that's where I want to be. The fucking container now is certainly not. That's the last place in the world my head needs to be now. Is inside there again. Because like everything, when I moved in there, I moved in a hurry. I was drawing stuff from Skull. I didn't know how many loads I had to make. For fuck's sake. And my head wouldn't write it all. I was just throwing it in. And now I have to go in and try and sort it again. And this time sort it in such a way that I'm not taking that amount of stuff back with me again. I'm not going around the country with that for the rest of my life. Right, I'm nearly now to turn off for Barnagee, yeah? And I'll switch on the old camera there when we get to the shed again. I'll show you what I'm at. It's a beautiful day here anyway. A really, really beautiful day here in North Town. The sun is shining. Yeah, that's the shelving I was talking about. Sure, there's no time like the present. I need to just, it's all twisted and broken and only half joined and everything, but I need to try and get that into place, and if I get that into place, then I can start using it into permanent place. Like, I'm going to stick it onto the metal there with a bit of, I don't know, sticks like shit or something. But I'm going to start there now with one piece of that and see how we get on. There's a lot of it missing. You can't tell from there, but there is. But I'll start with that now. See, can I get it all joined up, and then I'll get this timber thing into position. And I was trying to find the drill there. Hopefully the drill I'm looking for is inside one of those boxes. Oh, lids. You're here to be addled from it. But anyway, we'll make a start. That's it. Okay, I thought I'd show you that anyway. Yeah, it's all wired up and everything, look. All ready now, only for the ESP to switch me on. Sockets and everything. I'll have the little workbench over here in the corner. Try and paint the floor as well later on in the time. I'll wait now for the summer to come. I'll get a dry day. And I'll paint, I won't get all the floor painted, but we'll paint the most of it anyway. Very happy with everything at the moment. Over here anyway. Happy vibes on this side of the world. Okay, we'll talk again soon.
A little longer than a few minutes later.
Now, so that's a nice morning's, Sunday morning's work done. And it's only about 11:10 or thereabouts. They're all kind of as good as they're going to be now, and I fixed them onto the wall. It doesn't look pretty, but the nozzle was gone off of. I had a tube of that stuff called Sticks Like Shit. Fairness is a great name. I used it before in the bungalow when I was doing up the bungalow, and that's a piece of the tube that was left over, and Christ, it still, when I took off the nozzle, it still works. But you're there nobly looking in there anyway. I can now, you see, I'm going to be bring any more now from the container, all those boxes and all that stuff there, and there's stuff in every box, fish boxes and shit like that. And sorry, when I left, I was only throwing stuff into boxes. I go through what's here now the next evening. I come over next morning or evening. I come in the evenings if there's as soon as I get power. And I put that pigeonhole unit there. I had that a long time. I bought that off of, anybody know that knows will know, Harry Eggs a long time ago. That was obviously maybe used in a post office or something like that, I'm not sure. But I put that kind of there because you see here in this corner there's going to be a toilet. That's what the window's for. There's a toilet going in that corner. So I need to build a stud there and everything. And my plan is to use maybe I'm definitely going to use those 6x2s that are there. They were used for the base here, you know. Like I get very little more done here now this year for the house for financial reasons. But we have our foundation in. I've probably shown you that before. And this is a grand spot. Yeah. There isn't much shelter here, but sure we don't need shelter. And we'll be outdoors, we can fill our lungs with fresh air And when we're indoors, I'll build a lovely, lovely, comfortable, warm, clean little house there now. It'll be perfect for me if I say I'm still around, which I hope to be. Sorry, don't get me wrong, but I mean, you know yourself. That's great. Now that was a great morning's work. What I'm going to do now, my next thing now is to. Is that better? Just look at the windows after blowing my hair up. My hair is right. What bit of hair I have. I gotta leave that set now because I can't go at them. And my next thing now, when I come back over, I'll be able to start filling the shelves and stuff. Like I say, I'm going to clear what I have here. Oh, sorry, sure, you're looking at me now. I'm going to clear what I have here. And over there, in the corner, you see. Back in there now. I have my toolboxes there, sure, I have them forever as well. God help us when I was working on cars and I was able to. And this corner, then we'll put a nice workbench and we'll have the welder and everything here. And it's sure it's not, the shed isn't that big, which is perfect for me because it means I'm going to have to get my shit together now and only keep what I need for now and get rid of an awful lot of stuff. But I'll start sorting out what's there now and then we'll work from there. See, I have a lot of paint and stuff there. I don't know what I'll keep or what I won't keep, but I'd be a sight to God, I'd keep everything. Look at that old wooden shutter, that's an old bed, and I'd be saying to myself, them old bits of timber would be handy for something. Yeah, it's a sight, isn't it? And I'd use them alright, like what I mean, it's just I keep too much stuff. This shed now, I'll be fine. It will be cluttered for a while until we get the house built, and sure that'll probably be a few years. But I definitely will be downsizing from what stuff is in that container. And I mean downsizing big time. We'll get a bit of structure going here. We really will. That's it. I'm off to see Nashville live later on. So I am. Bit of country music. American country music. I like the American stuff. I really do. Go on. We'll talk again soon.